Hello, I am Mike from Music by Machines, and you can listen to my music on all of the streamers, Apple Music, Spotify, and all that kind of thing. Just search for Music by Machines. I'm going to do something that I don't know if it's going to work, but I am going to try and write a tune and show you how I kind of put a song together. So this might be a disaster, it might not come up with anything, or it might be a stroke of genius and I might come up with the best song I've ever written in my life. Although I kind of suspect that that might not be the case. But anyway, let's be positive. Let's have good thoughts. Okay, so I use Logic Pro on iPad, and so I'm going to show you basically how I might go about starting a new track. So the best way to start is to open a new project. Let me just show you how to do that if you're new to Logic Pro. So you hit that little plus sign there, and then you can start with live loops. I don't really do that. I'm going to start with tracks. So you just click on tracks, and I'm going to start off with this drum machine designer in the pattern editor. I'm just going to go for some kind of a basic 4 on the floor kick. So it's always a good place to start. So just a basic 4 on the floor kick drum. Now, I don't really like that kick drum at all. I think it sounds rather ploddy, but it's got some, if you listen, click carefully, it's got some hi-hat in there as well. I don't really want that. So one of the things that sometimes I find that if I start off with the right drum sound, then I'll be able to, then I'll find, so these are all totally intense, don't like any of them. Let's just audition kick sound. So I'm just going to, sometimes I'll use my sample library, quite like that. That's just instantly sounds better. So you can just pick it up and drag it over, and then we have, so that to me sounds nicer. So we can just go for a snare on the 2 and 4. And then what I really like about this version of Logic, which you don't get in the Mac version, or at least I haven't been able to find it on the Mac version, is this little dice. And I'm not a great hi-hat writer. I kind of, I'm, if I was going to just, I would go for your basic, which kind of works, but I like that little dice, because it makes some random stuff, and then in combination, so if you don't like, you can just press the random, the little dice again. So straight away, we've got something that kind of feels like maybe the start of something. I don't know. So so we've got something really basic, just a basic drum kit with, and again, that snare, don't particularly love it, but it's all right. Maybe we could audition some of these. No, that's too much. More like a clap. Okay, I'm just going to stick with that. But like I did earlier on, you can just kind of go in and you can, if I just type in snare, then I don't really like any of those. That fluid shadow is probably the closest. So, right, okay. So I think that snare is too loud. So I'm just gone into the mixer, and if you see that little arrow there, if you click that, then it shows you all of your instruments there. And here we have our snare. So I'm just going to bring that down a bit. Right, okay, so I kind of like that. I'm kind of getting a kind of a vibe in my head. Sounds about 80s. And as you know, if you listen to any Music by Machines, then 80s is a big thing for me. So I'm going to stick on to this little plus sign here to create a new track, and I'm going to go with this Phase 84. I really like this this synth. It's a really old one that I bought ages and ages ago, and it's just got all these really interesting kind of housey kind of sounds. That's a technical expression, of course. So we've got things like this, which sounds all right on its own, but then it's got this really lovely kind of syncopated gate thing. So all of these things here, these kind of indicate when it's a moment of silence, it's a kind of a decrescendo, there's a kind of an accent. So if we hit this, then our... No, that didn't work. Let's do it. Oh, right. You got to apply it to the amp or the shaper or both. And then we have... So I really like when you see, I'm just going to play around with this. Okay, well that is a starting point, I suppose. Right, okay, so I'm just going to, sometimes I'll just play some stuff at random, which I'm just going to do now, or maybe we could just write them in. That's a long note, isn't it? And then I'm going to go for that, which I think... So tonally, if we're talking about music theory, these two notes shouldn't really sit together. So we've got an augmented fourth. So it's like a Lydian scale. Okay, so there's something there that's kind of, you don't expect that second note, do you? So we've got an F, and in F major you'd have a B flat, in F minor you'd have a B flat. We've gone for a B natural. So sometimes, I'm getting something. So maybe we can. So now we've got these notes. Then maybe we can have a play around with this instrument a little. So we might want to, or maybe just try a different preset. And what I also like about this is this cut off here. This, you can just do it. This is great fun. I'm yet to discover how to automate that, because it doesn't seem to record very easily. But anyway, so we've got our basic starting point. So just two notes that kind of feel like they're kind of modal, and then maybe right. So a tune is coming to my head. So when so I use, just when I'm writing the starting point of a song, I will use my AirPods, and I'll record directly into the microphone on the iPad. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this. We'll soon discover this. So let me just see. You might just be listening to nothing now, which is going to be slightly annoying. There is a bit of a really annoying. Right, I don't know if the sound is going to work when I've got my earphones on. So I'm going to just get rid of the AirPods, and I'll just have to do it a different way. Okay, so I'm just going to record So I'm gonna loop these a few times because you never know. I mean, this could be an utter disaster. Let's see. So I'm just gonna see if I can come up with something melodic wise. Now, when I'm writing a song, I won't have words particularly, but this gives me kind of a feeling of something. So let's just see what happens. Oh, I've set my record arm to the wrong channel. Right, I'm going to have to mute that, otherwise we're going to get some feedback. Okay, let's try again. Sorry, I've still got it record armed. Let's take that off record. Right, okay. Why is it record armed? I don't know, it's deciding to do something really weird now. Oh, it's because I've got the wrong, I was selecting the wrong channel. Let me try again. Right, I'm just going to pause this because everything is going wrong. Just bear with me a second. And I'm going to pause. Okay, we are back in the room. Okay, so right, I'm just going to sing something at random, just see what I come up with. Right, not getting anything yet. I'm just going to keep going. Take this song to Right, no, I'm not really getting anything. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because so what I can demonstrate from this is that we've got this, which obviously we can't do anything with. But it's now we have the stem splitter, don't we? I've never used it before, so I should be able to extract the vocal from what I've got here. So this is what. So I need to find out how to do it. I'm going to pause, find out how to do it because I've not used it before, but I'm going to give it a go. Okay, every day is a school day, isn't it? So, I discovered that the stem splitter. That's easy for me to say. The stem splitter only works on a stereo track. So I really hated what I just sang as well. So I went in and I sang something else, which sounds more like this. Which I like better. Don't think it's brilliant, but it's all right. It's a starting point. So, but I have recorded it, and I've recorded it, you know, because I could have cheated and I could have used my earphones and stuff like that, but I decided not to. So my solo track has got all of these other things in it. So if you select it, and then because now I'm on a stereo track, I've got the stem splitter, and all I want is the vocal. So I want everything else to get lost to do one, and then with some luck, this new track that it is just instantly created, which is pretty amazing. I think that's pretty impressive. So now we've got so I've got that. I don't know what the word. I haven't got any words yet, but I think I could add some harmonies in there as well. So I'm just gonna duplicate this track so that I know that the stem split is going to work. I'm just going to mute it and record arm it. Now it's saying nothing will be recorded because it doesn't think that I am using a microphone, but I've just gone in and I've just routed it. So I'm talking about this this audio 6 channel. I've just because I've just copied that from an audio channel that was stereo. I've just gone in and then you click up here. You should be able to click up here. Why it's not letting me do it now? God, sometimes it is a little bit on the what's its name side, isn't it? Temperamental. Anyway, you saw what I did. So hopefully, so now I'm going to record. I'm going to record a harmony, perhaps. I don't know what that's going to sound like. Let's just see. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. So, you know, that's fairly all over the place. I'm going to do the same thing again, just use the stem splitter, get rid of everything else apart from those vocals. And with a bit of luck, we have a harmony. Although it's not. Let's just see. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Oh God! Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Right, that second one's better, isn't it? The first one is almost like dragging your fingernails down a blackboard. So I am just gonna basically just copy that one over. Well, I just copied that in the right place. Why was my snap off? Snap to grid. Let's just do that again. It looks like I've snapped in the right place. Okay, I'm just gonna some weird stuff is happening on here. I don't know what's going on here. It's now, it seems to be stuck in, all right, here we go. It seems to be stuck in some kind of weird loop. All right, now I'm just going to copy that across. And then, right, okay, I'm just going to get rid of that little teet at the beginning, which sounds a bit bizarre. Okay. Okay, so that harmony is pretty ropey. So we've got maybe the start of something. I don't think this is particularly great, but it's something to be getting on with. So we've got that. So I'm just going to get rid of, just to make it all a bit neater, I'm just going to move these channels, and I really didn't like that first one, so I'm just going to delete what I've done with these awful channels here, just to get those out of the way. I wouldn't normally delete things like that, but I hated it so much that I want it to never exist ever again. Okay, so okay, so not brilliant, but it'll do. Okay, now I'm going to choose I would typically add some kind of arpeggio into this. So I am thinking quite like this synth. So this is one of the Korg gadget synths, and it works directly in Logic now, which is brilliant. So let's just have a look at that. I don't want a bass sound, I want a lead sound. So okay, sounds a bit awful, but I'm going to add an arpeggiator on a kind of a random I realise I'm working. Okay, not bad. So I'm just gonna copy this bass line and add it to there you go, my instrument. I'll just move that up there. So now we've got so it's an interesting start. I quite like just the harshness of that. Oh no, I didn't want to. Just have a look at this instrument. Alright, yeah, that's not hideous. So now I think one of the great is this step FX, and this step FX is one of the onboard units within Logic. I really like it. Let's just see what happens when we let them play around with Oh, I just pressed the wrong button there. Let's go back to that. It is a problem having this back button right underneath that, because I quite often hit that wrong one. It's very annoying. I was actually trying to hit that and go to some of these gated ones. I'm not sure. So I just play around until I kind of happen upon something that I kind of not really finding anything that I love, but I quite like that. Interesting. This is a nice little thing, this magic switch. So it's on Baby Audio, it's free. Just suddenly makes it pop. So, quite like that groove. Let's put the vocals back in. Which ruins it, in fairness. Let's try. I showed you M-Box last time. X1 TV. I've put it on the harp. Okay, so we've got something that's starting. Oh, I think I'm glitching. So we've got something that's starting to kind of roughly work. Not entirely. But there's something definitely in there that is of distinct. Something that kind of feels like it definitely works in some way. So then we try. Then I'll just go back to that melodic line, that vocal line. So so then I'll just start singing that melody to myself, and I'll be thinking, are any words desperate to jump out of there? If I take it, because I'm saying D, 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 that's kind of driving the word. So if it was just like, oh, I'll never seek to make, so never never drink to make. So then I'll start to just jot down. So something never something never speak to me, or something like that. I kind of get the word flower in there. I don't know. Puce flower. I don't no idea what I'm talking about here. Puce flower. No, that's awful. This power, it never speaks to me. So maybe that's the first line of the song. So this power, it never speaks to me. Let's just see if that kind of works. This power, it never speaks to me. The word power doesn't quite feel right, but there's something in there. It never speaks to me, quite like that. So it's the starting point, and this is just like a verse or whatever, but it's the starting point, and that's all you need. You just need a starting point. So maybe that gives you some ideas as to how you can start your own songs, how you can start writing stuff for yourself and working intuitively. So I showed you how to kind of just create a really basic drum beat, how to change the instrumental sounds within the drum synth itself, how to just kind of play random stuff. And the thing that I really like about playing on the glass is that I've taught music for years and years and years and years. So my sense of music theory is very, very strong, and actually that I find to be a bit of a block as far as composition is concerned sometimes, because you're really concerned about, if I'm writing on the piano, I'll be like, well, that chord goes to there, and it won't go to there because that doesn't make sense to do that. But on the glass, when you're writing on the glass, you get a totally different feel for composition, and because maybe your fingers aren't touching something, it's touching something virtual. It just gives you that freedom to just think, right, well, that note shouldn't work, but I'm going to try it, just see where it goes. Just like this piece is currently in some kind of Lydian inspired scale. I think I've not really thought about that, that melody, whether that kind of fits into the Lydian scale, but it probably does in some way. But it's just that idea of just trying something and not being so kind of bogged down with music theory, because sometimes it can get in the way. Okay, so I think I'll leave it there. Let's just have a listen again. Okay, it might turn into a song. I kind of suspect it won't, but I might keep working on it, just see where it goes. So if you've enjoyed this video, then I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, the Music by Machines channel, and if you like this video and if you listen to my music, just go to search Music by Machines. It's all one word, on Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and Amazon Music and YouTube Music, all over the place. Just go and explore, or have a look on the Music by Machines YouTube channel, and all of my music's on there as well. So yeah, I would love it if you ever listen to that, and comment about it, share it, let other people know about Music by Machines, because that would be very, very nice. Okay, thanks very much for watching. I'm Mike from Music by Machines. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.